Hello and welcome to my channel. After making this Karelian dress, I decided that it's time to make a Western Finnish costume. A friend of mine had an old Kokkola costume and one day she showed it to me. She said that it was made by her grandmother and she is now in her 60s. But this dress was too small for her or anyone in her family. So I decided to buy the dress from her and restore it to its original glory. So here is the dress. Kokkola costume was designed in, I think, 1915. It's not as historical as some of the Finnish folk costumes, but I like the color of it. So it's basically this pinafore, which opens up at the front. It doesn't have real buttons, but the buttons are just for decoration, just snaps. I think to make this historical, I could make proper buttonholes, but I'm not sure if I could do them so that it lasts. I don't know if some of the details have been sewn by machine, but at least the finishing has been done by hand. And you can see quite nice kind of piecing going around. Like here, there's a small piecing seam. And oh, there's a hole in here. It has been modified several times, so I don't know whether some of these seams are from the modifications or whether they are original. I washed it in Marseille soap, so it's clean and ready to be used. It had been taken in and out several times, but I basically ripped out all the old seams and sewed back the side seams so that the side seams are pretty straight now. And I also moved the snaps back to their original position because they had been moved here, probably to make it fit someone bigger when there weren't enough time to let out the side seams. Here the fabric is unraveling, so I think I will sew some kind of tape in here to keep this looking neat. It was a little bit too short for me. It may have been because of the fashion during the time it was made. So what I did, okay, I don't know whether you can see. So I basically opened the hem as far as it could go and I sewed a piece of linen as a facing to let out about this much. I still have to do some more pressing to get rid of these ridges that came from the old hem, but I think I'll manage. The fabric is still in excellent condition. There might be some tiny holes, but they are not really showing, or they might be just some little defects in the weaving, because this fabric has probably been hand woven. Well, the dress was in excellent condition, but what about the other parts? Well, they weren't doing so well. This is the apron. And I don't know how well you can see. I can add some close-ups, but it's basically going to pieces. The fabric is full of holes and this just cannot be saved. Also, this is a bit small, especially when I let out the hem, so I need to do a new apron. The scarf, that is wool, it's mostly quite okay, but it's basically really fragile. It has been patched in here, but there are more holes in here, and it just cannot last in use anymore. So luckily I can use this green scarf I bought for my Karelian costume, so I have the scarf thing working. Another thing is the blouse. The blouse looks like this, and like the apron, it's in a poor condition. It's stained and it's fraying really badly at the cuffs, and it also has a lot of holes. It's also machine made, and I probably think that it's been made by Vuorelma and not by my friend's grandmother, because this kind of decorative stitching has been made by machine, and it's a machine that no normal person has. What I'm planning to do is to make a shirt that is more historically correct. So besides this machine sewn decorative stitching, this doesn't have the slit that usually the shirts had. It also lacks the lower hem. During the 18th and 19th century, the folk costumes had long shirts that reached all the way to the knees, and that lower part that wasn't visible was made out of a fabric that was cheap, because it wasn't going to show, so I can use like an old tablecloth for that. What is historically correct is that I don't have this kind of curved armhole like in the normal modern blouses, but you have this blouse constructed of rectangular pieces. Well, I think the sleeve is narrowing down a little bit towards the cuff, but not much. And we also have this rectangular gusset at the armpit to give the sleeve more movement. I will preserve that and also the size, but I will make the neckline a bit smaller and add the slit and at the lower parts. I think I'll take out the buttons, because look at this neon red thread, it's just ugly and it's visible in here. Anyway, these buttons have been fastened only with few stitches, so it's better to refasten them properly. I think I can leave the threads so that I know where to put the buttons when I want to put them back. I have this feeling that somebody has been fixing this dress in a hurry, because all these adjustments have been done with really big stitches. Or perhaps they were just impatient. It has had a snap in here, but snap has been taken off and replaced with a hook and eye. Okay. I decided to cover the fraying edge with the same linen I used to finish the hem. This not only keeps the inside looking neat, but also protects the fraying edge from further wear. I had to take out this snap, which I now sew back. These buttons were a bit dirty and dull, so I spent some time cleaning and polishing them to get them clean and shiny. Now I only need to sew them back. I also darned this little worn spot at the underarm seam. Luckily, the spot isn't very visible. Here is the finished dress, ironed and ready. Besides spending hours pressing, I couldn't get all the creases from the old hem out, but at least they are less noticeable. In the future videos, I will be making the apron and the blouse for this costume, so don't forget to subscribe. See you later. Bye!